What's up, party people? I got another guide request here. So from Tom67Slick. Hi, no one can help me with the skill build for full strength PvE Segeuriper. I just need a screenshot, short guide, which skills to max. Thanks. Yep, I can go ahead and do that. And I'll start it out short, and then I'll go into more detail, just like I did with my half baggy guide the other day. But yeah, let's just jump right into this. And if you guys have any other guide suggestions or anything, you know, you can leave them in the comments, in my Discord, anything like that. I've been kind of picking them out of there. So yeah, just let me know what you want to see. Okay, let me get rid of this image, and I gotta shuffle some stuff around. Segeuriper. Specifically, this is a strength PvE Segeuriper, which is perfect because that's exactly what my Segeuriper is. It's a strength PvE Segeuriper. So this build is really not made for PvP, and it is not magic based, which means that it uses the Destiny Meister tree instead of the Infectious and whatever tree. For those of you who do not want an in-depth guide and just want to see what the skills and stuff are, there's my stats. Skills, I'll just go through really quick. Heal, Curse, Scythe, Trans Up. So, and then the other stuff, obviously, you're maxing out. But for those of you who don't want to hear what I have to say, that's what my build is. Okay, I am going to go into more detail, though, with what my build is, how it works, and kind of how you want to play it. So, Segeuriper, strength, jeez, I'm stuttering. Strength Segeuriper. The first thing that I want to say about this class is, honestly, when people ask me what character they should play when they start Dekaron, the Segeuriper is a very, very solid choice. The reason for that is it has self-buffs, it has self-heals, and it has some of the highest damage in the game, specifically in PvE, which makes it just a really good, like, farming character, right? It's just naturally has very high damage. So, highly recommend for new players. Now, just to kind of break this down quickly here, I'm going to, like I have done in my other vids, I'm just going to kind of go through the skills, I'm going to explain what they do, and then I'm going to show you kind of what I use. So, let's go through here. Healing Mastery, important. It increases your healing. Self-healing, I've got this on 6 right now. I don't know why. Honestly, this skill is not super important, but, you know, if you want some additional healing, it's fine. Healing Moth, this is super great. Basically, you target yourself and you activate it, and you rapidly heal. And it's a very rapid heal, so it's very, very, very nice in PvE. Recover Shield is nice for PvP. I guess I just have it on here, but if you're doing a PvE build, you definitely don't need to have that. Your buffs are all really important, so you want to level these, max these out, and basically these are going to give you, they're going to give you Guard, Defense, all attack, and then magic resistance. So all those buffs are important. They last for 20 minutes. It's also nice because they're a party buff, so you can help out your party members. I don't really use the reincarnation and the resurrect buff that much. You can definitely use this. It allows you to res yourself, which I suppose could be useful in various PvE scenarios, or you can put it on your party members, but in general, most scenarios where you die, you'll probably just die instantly when you res anyway, so it'd be better to have a seg for that in your party, and that's why I don't really bother with these. Remove is nice if you're trying to remove status abilities, but most of the time I don't find it that useful, so I don't use it. And then Dark Circle just increases your curse attack, which is what your attack is based on, so you definitely want to max out curse attack. So those are kind of your main buffs right there. Your 4 main buffs, and then Dark Circle, so definitely max those out. Okay. Curse. This increases your curse property resistance and curse attack, everything. So just this is really important. You want it for damage and resistance. I personally in PvE do not use any debuffs, just because most of the time there's some resistance where it doesn't really do anything. So in most scenarios, I do not recommend using any of the curse debuffs in PvE. Most of the bosses resist them anyway, so I've never bothered using them. They are very good in PvP though. So, but once again, this is a PvE build. And then obviously you want to max out your blessings. There's no skills to equip here. Scythe. Okay, important stuff here. So for the most part, your tree to the left here is going to be your magic-based attacks. So I don't really bother with these very much in this build. The only one that I do like is I like this Taigen Storm. And the reason I like this ability is it just offers some kind of quick AoE damage, increases your movement speed, and gives you DDR. So that's actually kind of nice in PvE situations, even though you're not going to get the most damage from it, because again, it's magic-based, not strength-based, and this is a strength-based build. So that's all I do over here. I also don't bother doing this because, well, actually, this increases your magic attacking skill, but it also increases your max HP, apparently. So I guess this could be useful as well. I don't have it maxed out on this character, but I could see that being useful for the HP. So you could think about that too, especially if you decided not to put 6 points here and 5 points here. You could easily come to Curse and do this for the HP. I don't know how much HP it gives. We could test it a little bit. I got 659. I could just level it up 1 for fun here. I have a point, so that's actually pretty significant amount of HP. So actually, I would definitely recommend potentially removing Recover Shield and that in a PvE aspect and getting the extra HP over here. But primarily, we're focusing on the scythe stuff. So, and again, not an expert Segeuriper, but I'm getting this out here. I've wanted to make really complex, in-depth guides for all these classes, and I never have the time to do it, so I've just decided I'm throwing out what I have just so there's at least something out there for people, because I know there just aren't a lot of resources out there on the internet. This is really important, increases your attacking power. Bloody Hit I like as a single target ability. It's just kind of a rapid hit, so just very good single target, really nice. I don't bother with Flatter. Scythe Spin is just nice because it's got a good AoE ability to it, as you can see, just a bunch of hits. Element Pillage and this Ratio Pillage are very important for increasing your attack. They actually significantly increase your attack. So just to give you a little example here, I'm going to auto attack. I'm hitting like 150k on the statues. Now after I activate these two abilities, so Element Pillage and Ratio Pillage, just like that, I am now hitting 268k. So this is a big part of what increases your damage as a Segeuriper. So you definitely want to be maxing these out. If you're doing magic-based attacks, Soul Pillage is also very important. I don't generally use it as much though with this build, just because it, this is magic-based and this is attack-based. Seal, whatever. This is just another good, just kind of AoE ability. Same thing with Pin Rising. It also gives you some mobility, so I recommend maxing these out. I don't use this ability, and then Ease and Keep is just another just kind of high damage single target. It does have some AoE as well too. Although you'll see you're not gonna, these are kind of filler for when you're not using your Meister. Okay. Trans Up, obviously you want to max out your Trans Up. I don't even have Trans 3 on this account, but max out your Trans Up. And from a PvE aspect, Curse Blizzard is not super useful. Neither is Silent Cry or this ability. And the reason for that is just that it's magic based. This does disable abilities. It's very strong in PvE or PvP. Or if you are a magic based build, then that's really good. But in this case, I don't usually bother with it. I do have it on my bar, but I don't really use it. And then I max out Envoy Prison and Envoy other stuff. I can't remember why I like these abilities, but I'll go trans and we'll check it out. This one is just kind of like an AoE. Again, I'm pretty sure this is magic based, so it's not going to be super high damage, but it also stuns your opponent. And then this ability is just kind of a nice mobility ability, but again, it's just kind of a filler. And then your Meisters obviously Explode, Culprit, and Rotona, all extremely powerful. And then obviously you want to use your Grandmeister too if you get to that point. So that's kind of basically my little run through on the abilities. So this is what my bar setup looks like. I do have a couple PvP stuff on here just because I mess around on these accounts every once in a while, right? But basically, before you're going into a fight or you're doing PvE, you want to use all 4 of your main buffs here. And then in addition to that, you've got Dark Circle. So that's the first thing. And then when you also, right after that, before your fight, you want to activate both your Pillage abilities. So very important. And then you're just going to kind of cycle through stuff. Like I said, I kind of like to start off with Taigen Storm. Sometimes I do use Curse Legion as well, just to throw in some extra AoE. Again, though, it's not as strong in this build just because this is not magic-based. It's attack-based. But when you go in, I usually go down the line this way, so you'll hit like an Explode, Coldbeard, Rotona, and that's going to be the bulk of your damage right there. And then basically you're just waiting for your cooldown on those abilities to keep using them. So again, I just kept some of these kind of other AoE abilities lined up just to kind of fill in the meantime, and then you'll get back and you're just spamming your Meisters again. I mean, your Meisters are where like the vast majority of your damage comes from on this class, as is with other classes, but specifically Segeuriper, they hit like a truck. Like it's just crazy. And then also, your pillages will go on cooldown, and you just want to make sure that you're reactivating them as they run out, because that's a big chunk of your experience. So very simple. This build, as you can see right here, is very simple. It's not complicated. You don't utilize a lot of the other abilities, when you're doing this attack pace build. It's a really great class when you're starting the game, as I mentioned before. I have a couple curses on here too. Again, I don't really use these, but I just have them on there. I mean, some bosses you can do the curse resistance on, and it'll drop, and then you can do extra damage. But for the most part, it doesn't work, so I don't bother. Same thing with the recover routine. You can activate this on yourself. You can activate it on other people, and then they can resurrect. So that's kind of nice as well. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything on there. Again, gear, I'm not bothering a ton on that, just because I don't have good gear on this account. I don't have good gears on any accounts really. So, but you just, like I've mentioned in the other videos, you just want good weapon, good armor. I don't even have a perp on this account yet. But stuff like that is all very important. And then I don't think I mentioned the stats, but generally, I think I've mentioned this with most builds nowadays, especially if you're doing PvE. Full strength or full damage is going to be the most important. Just get your weapon requirements. So like the Segeuriper weapon requirements will have a strength and a spirit requirement. So fill that requirement, and then I would just throw the rest into strength or spirit if you're a spirit build. Just because you get a lot of HP from gear and stuff now. I don't have a ton of HP on this character, but that's mostly because it's just not very geared right now. Then, yeah, same thing with your crest costume. I don't even know if I have one on here. No, I don't. I'm using like an old cursed costume, but you basically just want vitality, all attack, monster damage resistance, etc. Anyway, that's kind of all I got for the strength Segu right here. Strength PvE Segu. Yeah, if you guys have anything, this is definitely a more widely played class than other ones, just because it's simple and it's strong. So if anyone else has any other suggestions for the strength PvE Segeuriper, you guys can leave that down in the comments, or if anything I said sounds stupid, you can mention that. We're all trying to learn here and get better. But yeah, that is my guide for the Segeuriper. I hope you guys found it helpful. Questions, suggestions, as always, you can leave them in the comments. And until next time, take care. Peace.